Hey folks, it's Keith Bruno, Community Naturalist at Audubon Rockies. And today I'm standing at the Geothermal Greenhouse Partnership, Augusta Springs, Colorado, down by the lovely San Juan River. You can probably hear it in the background. I want to talk to you a little bit today about mason bees. Now you can see the structure right beside me. It's a mason bee house.
Species in the mason bee genus Osmia are gentle and solitary. They use clay to make partitions for each egg that they lay and seal off their main entrance to provide protection from weather and pests. This unique mud-building behavior leads to their common name, masons. Their unique pollination method is vital to native plant communities, the health of humans, and the natural world.
Right around now, late April, early May, in our area, as blooms start to come out, there's dandelion flowers and a lot of clover flowers right behind me. As those blooms start to emerge, mason bees, their little internal clock goes off, and they emerge from reeds that are in this house, and they go and forage for pollens. We're going to talk a little bit about how mason bees and honeybees forage differently. So, honeybees are a social creature. They have different jobs. Some of them defend the hive, some of them find food, some of them protect the queen. Now, honeybees, when they're on the landscape, they typically have a forage preference, and they're a creature of habit. So, oftentimes, if they've got a clover patch that they really are affectionate for, they're going to go back to that clover patch. They're going to go and get food, take it back to the hive. Go and get food, take it back to the hive. Mason bees, on the other hand, these guys are sporadic, erratic feeders. That means they will go to whatever blossom they see closest to their hive or to their nesting house, and they will forage there. They're a little bit more like, oh, this looks good, and that looks good, and that looks good. They don't discriminate. So they're interested in whatever food they can find. You can see maybe one enter a hole right here. His belly's all loaded up with pollens, and that is probably a female, and it's going out and feeding on flowers nearby, and it's then creeping back into some of these reeds, laying an egg, and creating a mass of pollen and nectar. So then when that egg morphs into a larva, that larva has something to eat. Now once that larva has eaten that mass, it'll actually go back into another sedentary stage, a pupal stage, where it will wrap itself in a cocoon, and once in a cocoon form, it may stay there for several months. More times than not, the bees will overwinter in an adult state. So they'll go from sometime in the fall, they'll actually emerge from their cocoons, but they'll stay inside of these reeds, and then they will emerge next spring. Lastly, check out our website, rockies.audubon.org. We have a program called Habitat Hero, and we're really working with folks, residents in Colorado, Wyoming, and Utah, to encourage them to plant native plants in their backyard.